What is going on, guys? This is All Gaming with my review of Naruto chapter 687. And this chapter, it was definitely emotional because we have the true death here of Obito. There is no way that he will ever come back from this, and he is now gone for good. And I gotta say, this right here, even though the way he died was like definitely messed up, he finally got an ending that like really fit his character, because I know that Obito, he's gotten a lot of hate in the series, and I will say that I was never really a fan of him, but I have come to terms with that, and I do like Obito. Now he is definitely far from my favorite character, but I will say that overall I am an Obito fan. I can't say that. But the chapter itself, it starts so everybody's kind of like shocked to see, especially Akashi, because he's like wondering why in the world will Obito do that, because they both had the resolve to die, and yet Obito has stopped that. But the reason why he did it was because he said that his strength, it is still needed here, and like Kakashi's wondering what we can do that for someone who completely useless like me. Now I definitely would not say Kakashi is useless, but he is definitely not as useful as he once were, especially like now that he lost the Sharingan, he is clearly not as powerful as he once were. But we have Kaguya, who is definitely weakening, as we saw like those bones that were like once coming out of her back, they are now crumbling and falling apart. And so the Black Zetsu, he actually wants her to go back to the first dimension, I believe, because in that dimension they can recover more chakra, and that way they can fight at a much better standing. And so like obviously this dimension, the reason why we not seen it before is because it was just too draining on Kaguya. So it definitely makes sense. And so right now, even though Obito is dying, he was telling Kakashi, to not really worry about him, but to focus on the enemy, because Kaguya, she could like definitely attack at any moment, because they have no idea that right now, she's very weakened. But we have Obito thinking that like right now, for Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, this right here is a very important time for you all, and right now Kakashi must be the one, to support this new era, so he really can't die. But Naruto is like finally realizing what's going on, and we see now that he like touches Obito and once again tries to heal him. But that right there is where Black Zetsu, like pretty much, brings some, bad news, because he was saying that right now, even that power of Naruto, it will not save him. But Black Zetsu here, he was like really being an asshole, because he was saying that Obito's done for, and like all that left for him to be like crumble apart and like garbage and die. That right there is just so messed up, and we see that like Naruto was like getting clearly pissed off, but Obito was telling him to like just stop it, because what he said is true, and Naruto really trying to waste their chakra right now, especially when you're trying to heal somebody that like really can't be healed. And so Black Zetsu is like trying to figure out why in the world is Naruto trying to help this guy, because Obito was the enemy, and he killed a lot of people that like Naruto was close to. So like right now through here really can be confusing, but like Black Zetsu really doesn't care anymore, because Obito also did betray them, and he calls him worthless scum, and that right there was like definitely annoying. But Black Zetsu, he definitely loved to talk. He was just going on and on about Obito, like saying that he was hated by both his enemies and his allies. And so right now he had no friends or family to speak of. He's all alone, and that right there probably hit Naruto at home, because we all know at the beginning of the series Naruto was like definitely like that. And so right now, after like rambling, about Obito right here, we see now that like we see now that like Obito, he actually agreed with him, at some points, and we see that like even though Naruto was like getting upset, he was still trying to stay calm. But now we see Sasuke, his power finally came back, and I will say that it took longer than I thought. Like maybe because his power is like it's only in one eye, maybe that's why it takes so long. But we see now that he actually teleported to where Kaguya was, and was going to attack her. But Kaguya, she is pretty quick, as not only did she like change dimensions, but she also dodged Sasuke's attack. So that right there was like pretty impressive. But we see now that like Sasuke, he's still not done, as he actually starts like forming his Hisusano, and we see now that like right now he actually wants to attack he actually wants to attack with Naruto, because right now he not letting like this right here affect him, because they still have the enemy that they need to deal with. And so right now he wants Naruto to come over to help him, because he obviously cannot help Obito anymore. But Naruto doesn't say anything, and Sasuke just leaves, because he said that he will go ahead first. And so we see now that like even though Naruto knows that it's pointless, he is still trying, and we just see Obito telling him that is fine. But Obito he does thank him, which really surprises Naruto and Kakashi, because he was saying that like fighting together with Naruto, he feels like he has finally woken up. Because right now, like when he looks at Naruto, he feels like he's looking at himself from a very long time ago, back when he was a kid, and it actually makes him regret the way he is now. But even though he definitely has so much regret, he is still happy, because he actually came around. Because we all know that Obito dream was to become Hokage one day, and he actually imagines that like in his time of death, because he would have friends in the village. He definitely would have had Ren, and he would have been Hokage. So that right there, it would have been a pretty good life for him. And so now once again we get that flashback, like when he hurt himself and he tried to hide that injury from Ren, and we see now that like Ren said she was always watching him. And so now we see that his body is it's falling apart, and Obito is like definitely dying now, and like seeing his body crumble up like that right there was like definitely heartbreaking to see. But at least right now, like even though Obito's character, it did get redeemed, obviously, I definitely know people will have some problem with that. But overall, I definitely didn't mind it. But he did have at least one final message for Naruto, right before he had died. And he said that he knows that he will become Hokage. And so now with those words said, we see him now falling apart, and Naruto's crying because he saw those tears form in his eyes. But he does says yeah, because he agreed with that, and you just see like Obito remains are now there. But I do wonder, even though his body is like that, I do wonder if it's possible that his life is still there, because it was surprising that that he talked to Naruto so much, and really said like nothing to Kakashi, like after that whole first page thing. That right there was surprising. But now we see that the Sasuke, he is fighting Kaguya, but like something is like definitely happening, because they obviously they sense something. And so right now we see that Black Zetsu, he had noticed that like Obito is finally dead, and he was saying that that he pretty much like a cockroach, because he had never died. And so right now that right there sets Naruto off, because he was saying don't laugh at him. And so right now Naruto was saying that Obito tried to become Hokage, and he said to me, I can't see him anything else but awesome. So even though Obito was a villain and he did so many things, Naruto sees him as nothing but awesome, and that right there is a bit surprising. But we see now that in the afterlife, Obito is back to being a child, but at least he was Ren. And we see now that like Ren here, she was always watching him, and she was like waiting for him. And so even though Obito still feel bad about everything he did, Ren here kind of like forgives him, and at least now they're like finally together in the afterlife. And like I said, this right here, it was definitely emotional, especially when Obito got reunited with Ren. That right there is what really made the chapter, to hit you right in the feels. So because of that, I'm actually going to give this chapter a 9 out of 10. And I do wonder what we got to think about this chapter, because I know most people out there, they really did not care too much for Obito. But like I said, like over time, I definitely came to like him as a character. But as always, guys, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because that really helps me out. And you guys take it easy, and I will see you all next time.